This is Weird Renegade Witches blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done. Of course, go to the Weird Renegade website, click onto the link of Blogtalkradio, listen to past shows. But of course, you already know Wayward is about that revenge, redemption, responsibility, and that spell work. You know I do the monthly lessons, and then in addition to, I do one-on-one lessons that I work with individuals very closely that will sometimes connect to spell work that I do with them, but understand those are two separate frequencies. However, I'm going to repeat, art is occultism, occultism is an art, and I just kind of want to get right into some frequencies. There's a lot of distractions going on in the universal soul, and especially with Black people and their shenanigans. And I've been talking to various people, and it makes you wonder what the fuck is really going on with Black folks and the spell work that's going on. And I was thinking about something that I heard, and they were talking about the B12 energy, and they would talk about veganism. And I've been noticing there's a fad and a trend going on where out the blue, there's this frequency of everybody want to eat oxtails. I said, what the fuck is that about? People wasn't even thinking about oxtails. Then all of a sudden, there's this infatuation with oxtails. And, you know, we understand, of course, Black people, even Caribbean people, and I notice Asians half-ass eat them, but, you know, what it is, what it ain't. But what is the infatuation, right? Shit, what they call those things, chitterlings, then increased in prices, and you got white people making soul food, and you got niggas out here acting like they for real cooks and shit, and they have all these brunch places popping up everywhere, and they making all type of grits and this and grits and that. Makes you wonder, right? Then for the longest time they were pushing veganism, and then they were talking about the different vitamins that vegans kind of lose out on that messes with their with their brain functions, with their energy, with their thought process. And they were talking about B12, and they were saying that, you know, if you don't eat enough B12, it'll cause you to have lost neural energies, and in the long-term dementia, and irritable personality type of frequency, right? It makes you not think. It makes you have mood swings. It makes you act irrational, you know, if you don't have certain, you know, vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. And I started thinking about, is that why they were pushing veganism in the Black community? So we can lose vitamin D, B12, and various nutrients, so we can have mood swings and be irritable, and in the long run have mental disorders and dementia, which connects back into, they said, all the Alzheimer's and more. And then if you are a vegan and you don't know any better, and you don't know how to connect the dots and vitamins, and then you go get pregnant, doesn't that deplete from the baby? What kind of spell work was that? I'm just talking like we were distracted, and now out the blue is this push to eat meat. But then there's a fear to eat meat because of where they're growing the meats. And the meat in the farms, the farms and stuff are now owned by third world people, LLC people who are disguising themselves as American people. They're regulating the American people in their farms. You have, you know, fake ass seeds and all of this. So you damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? So then I said, what is all this mental disorder? What the fuck? And so I'm saying that we're distracted with all of this, but we don't know what to really be focusing on. You have white people running around here talking about that adult ADHD, talking about if you're a compulsive shopper, If you're in your emotions, you have adult ADHD. I said, so they just for real trying to put people up in these smart cities. They just want you with a fucking paycheck. They want the government to be your fucking payee. So they're just creating issues. If you piss wrong, if you sit this way, if you stare at someone, if you in somebody's business, bitch, you got ADHD. What? Yeah, because you looking at me too long. Well, I better look this way. You looking at me too long over here, dude. Well, shit, I need some medication. Okay, you got to pay ye. They making us have a mental disorder. I was up there listening and reading about Marlon Wayans, and he was talking about his daughter is now a son. And I said, well, I'm motherfucking confused because I was like, because when they said that he said his child transitioned, I thought his son turned into a girl. But it was the other way around. And I said, well, what trick is this? Was he already a boy? Pretending to be a girl, but now he went back to being a male because he looked better as a male and he looks more authentic. But when he was a female, he didn't look authentic. I said, what kind of bullshit is going on right here? Just like Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie. And did we forget when she was dating that man in the early 2000s? I forgot his name, and he then died. You see how Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie's adoptive daughter with that old Spellman shit in the sorority? I said, look at Spellman. We're just talking, having a conversation of confusion, right? You have them talking about there was something outside of the solar system that is entering into the solar system. But then your galaxy supports the solar system. So if your galaxy and solar system are supported, then what the fuck is coming into the solar system? So in reality, Okay, I'm having a moment. They're saying there's something, and they called this something, and I can't pronounce it, almost like a meteor, came into the solar system. But they've taught us the planetary system is all the same as solar system, galaxy, your Milky Way, all of that energy, right? Then what the fuck hemisphere are we in? That there's an outside energy outside of the solar system. Because they only tell us it's these little rings that go around and around. Then you have your galaxy, and that's all they tell us. Right? Then what the fuck are we really living in? What the hell is this? What lies have been told to us? That's why I said don't believe NASA. I'm just talking of the things that's been in the news, things that's been rolling around in front of our faces, and we have no questions of them saying there's things entering into the solar system that's outside of the solar system. Then what the hell are we living in, and what is outside of the solar system? Because some of you smart asses be like, well, it's this, it's that. You don't know shit either. Because you reading the same thing I'm reading, but you're not listening. That's the spell work of it. You have an energy going on where people are out here talking about the U.S. Treasury in the next 3 months is going to be borrowing $776 billion. For what? And is there even a treasury? But you're distracted, right? They didn't warn us that we're going to have a dark winter. Haven't we? As soon as it hits 5 o'clock, it's like somebody didn't turn the fucking lights out. It's like I was thinking about fucking Teddy Pendergrass turn off the lights, and he says, turn them off, turn them off. Shit, it's off. Shit. It's 5 o'clock. And I'm like, but how does that happen? I'm like, I'm so used to the time it gets maybe 6 and, you know, you have, you know, sundown and dusk and no, 5 o'clock, it's just black. The last couple of days, it's been an eerie energy. They were talking about the internet fucking up because of some solar energy. Nah, have y'all been looking at that moon? And the calculations of the moon? You have summits going on. You have a conference going on with Homeland Security. They're saying they want to protect the United States against fentanyl, migrants. I'm just recording because, you know, I think they're immigrants and energies and people trying to attack the land. I said, what type of mind games is this? They really making us trying to believe that we have elected officials that's for our benefit? They don't think about us. What are you talking about? There's no more election. It doesn't matter who in the fuck you vote for. It doesn't matter if it's local. It doesn't matter. Principalities and these elected officials don't mean shit anymore. They are nothing but just prop ups. They're actors. Who you gotta be scared of are these organizations. Like WHO? What is it? World Health Organization, CDCs and all that shit. They had a summit with WHO. They was talking about how they're going to create policies and procedures. Right? So here's what's happening. And this is just my energy, but I'm just peeping. These politicians and these people that you think you're voting for on ballots and all that, that don't mean nothing. Because those same politicians will say, we have to listen to this organization, to this entity. They have put this in place. They have put a mandate in place. Okay? And you don't know who these people are. These are not elected officials. These are not people that you know about. You don't know who they done hired. You don't know shit about these people, but they're having summits and conferences. Meanwhile, you guys up there going to those nigga conferences up in Atlanta and shit, sitting up there and paying your money for them people just to tell you how to scam. How many of those conferences are you going to go to? I would stop going to those conferences and take your asses and start listening to all these other ones so you can know what the fuck is going on and how your elected officials ain't shit. Your real elected officials are the people who are these entities in these organizations like WHO and multiple others. because those are your hidden people that you don't see and you don't know about. So, for example, when we go back to the whoop wop and the pandemic, remember, your elected officials had no energy. They couldn't make a decision because they pointed everything back to the CDC. The CDC guidelines, the CDC this and the CDC that. You go to businesses, they said the CDC, the CDC. They will hand you out literature, CDC. We didn't know shit about that dude, and what's his name? Falsey. He just came out the woodworks. Well, who is this? I'm just talking as we are distracted. We have to understand that our officials that we thought that we elected, they have no power. None. This is as you're distracted with all this other shit, right? You don't understand that these entities are now making decisions for you, and you can't do nothing about it because you're too distracted with this other shit. They're having summits in Israel and all these other countries about Black youth and how they are enemy number one. Conferences and summits, and you're not paying attention to shit. You're too busy over here looking at Black China and them. You're too busy over here listening to Puff Daddy and that shenanigans. You too busy over here them playing games talking about Marlon's daughter is now a son instead of the son now being a daughter, and we're all in confusion. We're too busy concerned about what the fuck is going on with Sexy Red and Glorilla. We too busy over here worried about and listening to that fucking bullshit with Tamar and Chrisean. Knowing that whole shit was a fucking setup. We were talking about that. I said my energy is you got two fucking Pisces. One is a Gemini Pisces and one is a Pisces. Chrisean being that. With an Aries undertone. The question to me was, do you think they set who up? I said, I think they set up Chrisean. But it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to turn out. It went haywire. With Tamar being the Gemini Pisces. Knowing exactly what's going on. Because you see that Tommy girl from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is messing around with Tamar's ex-white boy. I guess he liked that booty hole bleached because she bleaches her booty hole. He didn't want Tamar. He wanted Tommy, hood ass. See, them girls do more action. She been in the game. She's used to being prostituted. She's good at her profession, allegedly. You can't talk too much because she likes to fight. I told you, I seen her at the fucking airport. I seen the whole energy. And I know when they got on that flight, it wasn't first class. Couldn't have been. We're invested in that energy of what the fuck happened with Tamar and Chrisean. I'm more invested on, did she really have a fucking baby with that plastic baby that she keep holding? That's always sleeping? Then allegedly she's pregnant again? Can you stop playing us with this plastic baby? Because I don't know that other one they showed, that Rosemary baby. I don't know what to do with that one. But we're wrong because then they'll say you're bullying. Fuck your sensitive asses. Because you know you have fucking questions. Why is her baby always passed the fuck out? Why is the baby always out? By now the baby should be growing. What the fuck is she doing on stage in the first damn place? You supposed to be in the house for 6 weeks. She thinks she's a celebrity. She thinks she's a superstar. You got dumbass people out here talking about, oh, Tamar was just clout chasing her. Y'all stupid as fuck. She's not a celebrity and she's not a star. She's a victim. Understand the spell work. Tamar is a victim. I don't know what's going on with that. Everywhere she turns, there's always some fuck up shit going on. There's some fuckery. See the distraction as this shit is going down? They done recycled Trump's old airplane to a new Air Force One. I just told you over here, allegedly, they're supposed to be borrowing money. From who? Who in the fuck is the United States borrowing money from? We've already been sold. Black people, you've been sold. That's why you're looking real interesting out here. And you've been sold to some motherfuckers. That's why they're changing the history. That's why everything incorporates Asian culture. That's why you have Asians talking about that Jamaicans have Asian DNA in them. Not that Asians have African blood in them. No, they twisted it. They didn't change history books that they're telling us that Frederick Douglass was fighting for Asian people. How I know? Because my son is in history. I said, what the fuck? When did Frederick Douglass do that? I ain't never heard no shit like that. You have in Japan a whole subculture of them now doing black energies and entertainment and music. You have Andre 3000 creating music over there because he didn't have a baby by, I think, a Japanese chick. And I think it's called, was it Blue Sun? Which the sun is blue. Just above your pay grade. Yes, the sun is actually blue. And you might be looking at Venus, bitch. That's above your pay grade. Oh, she don't know. She talking about she crazy. Yes, the sun is actually blue. And you may be looking at Venus. People discussed it because this Korean guy, they went and questioned him. Would he date a black woman? It's always something dealing with us, what somebody would do. And he was like, no, in so many words, that black women don't look good in America. He said, they don't look good. He said, I'm not being racist, but they don't. They look lower level. At first I was pissed. I said, but damn, there's no lies in that. Then he had to incorporate the white woman. No, don't do that. Just tell your truth of what you see. You're right. Black women are not looking as good as we used to. We don't even act the way we used to. People are scared of black people because they don't know what the hell you are because you have fake ass infiltrators. You could be literally a judge and be hood as fuck into shit. Like Maya Angelou is a straight hack. I was listening to her speech, and they were asking about her educational background. She said, in so many words, if you read between the lines, she didn't pass high school. I said, that's an infiltrator. That's not Boule. They'll look at Maya Angelou as Boule. That's not Boule. But she infiltrated it. But y'all be like, no, but Maya Angelou is this and Maya Angelou is that. Maya Angelou pulled straight spell work and took a lot of them poems from other people, especially people from the Black Renaissance. Stop playing. But we're not going to talk about that. Where's the evidence? Well, Google it, because y'all niggas are good for that. Google daggers. That's straight bewitchery. I know her mama and her whole family. Sure you do. I've seen her in person and da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Just like Lauryn Hill is a hack. Now let's look back. Michael Jackson is a hack. You will learn as you really start to go back into the past that a lot of these people wasn't their own frequencies. And then I learned you can't sell your soul to the devil. Them people who sit up and say that they sat in a room and made a deal with the devil, lying like fuck. Because when you believe in the spirit and you understand the spirit, you understand what is yours and your talent. There's too many people out here who are so talented, but they psyched our mind to make us believe that man controls our talent. Because even if you say you made a deal with the devil, you're saying that whatever that entity is above the spirit. The spirit already know who you are, what you are, before you even come out. Period. When you understand that, you will understand nobody can control your energies. They'll gaslight you. They'll do all type of stuff. But when you really understand what that is, James Brown is James Brown. You can learn from people, but you guys really believe, and this is even a lesson I had to learn, that all you have to do is go to the crossroads and stand there in the middle of the crossroads and talk to Lucifer, Satan, Eshu, whosoever, and you made a deal. No, that is true. Da-da-da-da-da. No, it is called energies. You walking in other people's energies. Soul mounting. The work of the CIA bewitchery. The real occultists. The occultism of CIA work. As you're distracted. You so distracted that you didn't even know the White House was sold. Did you? Didn't hear about that one, did you? It was sold a couple of weeks ago. I think in October. I'm doing this. I'm doing a video. What do you want? I'm doing that on purpose. What? What? I don't have one in here. What do you? That one doesn't work. Are you serious? I just needed a lighter. Did you guys hear about the White House being sold? And allegedly, they said it was seized. And the energy of who was it sold to? Foreign operations illegally in violation. They're saying the practices that were in the White House, there were some illegal practices. They're alleging that the White House lights go out or off at 11 p.m. I had to ask some people that I know that are in Washington, D.C. I said, is that so? They said, yeah, after you told us. You have Biden honoring this what's it called? Dwale, whatever, Indian culture of good conquering evil. I said, why? If you're an American and you're on American soil and you're in the White House, why are you practicing Indian culture? Why are you lighting any fucking thing? As you guys are distracted, this is what's going on. So you telling me nobody is talking about this, some people will say it's a conspiracy, that the White House was sold? There's no conversation. Then you wonder why they don't want to, they want to, I'm going to say, muffle media. Don't believe what people say. It isn't true. It's all conspiracy. No. We have fucking questions, right? As you're distracted. You're so distracted, you're not looking at the job market, how they're just terminating people. And then telling you that you don't have any recourse because your state may have at will. Bullshit. Understand what's happening. You're being gaslighted, people. Remember that Indian woman that said gaslighting is not lying? You just don't understand that you're being gaslighted every single day of your life. They are distracting you from the real shit that's happening, right? We're just talking spell work. You guys got distracted with Benzino yelling at his daughter. People are laughing at me because I called her Coy Leroy. You know me. Coy Leray. Did I get it right? I said he's a Cancer and I believe she's a Taurus. He going off because she was running her fucking mouth, being rude and disrespectful. But you simpletons will get out there and say, I know how that is. Her dad, he should be asking her for money in the first fucking place. Then you don't know black families. And yes, I believe Benzino is broke. And no, I don't think there's anything wrong of him asking his daughter for some change. And yes, I believe everything he's saying. And do I give a fuck if you agree with me? No, I motherfucking don't. Because I know before she really blew up how she used to treat her father and talk about her father, and she used to say she loved her father until they got their claws in her. And I knew she was going to change when I seen her ass up at that Doja Cat party. I said, she going to change. She going to forget all about her daddy. I said, matter of fact, she probably the one that busted out her daddy at that hotel room with that man. Now she don't know him. He all in his cancer feelings. And I don't think you guys really know how long Benzino been around. I was shocked. I said, wait a minute, he's in Zane video? Mr. DJ? His ass is right up in it. If you go back, Benzino is in a lot of shit. But you're distracted. But you can take a piece from what he's saying. Motherfuckers out here are disrespectful. That's spell work to disrespect your elders. That's why I said, if you don't want to fuck around with your elders, then step away from them. But when you want to be famous so bad, this is what you do. Y'all so distracted. You didn't even know there were two movements going on, right? I was wondering why Saucy Santana was calling academics a faggot. I said, that's interesting. Until I understood there's a whole faggot movement. Not being rude, I'm just letting you guys know the subculture. Let me give you all the names that they have, the hashtags and the different energies. And the subculture. Fag slave, faggot sissy, faggot pantyhose fag, beta faggot, black dick faggot, faggot training, black cock faggots. That's a whole subculture. Oh, it gets better. It's another subculture. I've been wondering why I've been hearing also the word sissy root itself back up. Here we go. It's another culture. Sissy femboy, sissy feminization, sissy humiliation, sissy femme, submissive sissy, sissy caged, sissy love, and then also sissy slave lifestyle. This is what your children are intertwining in. This is what's going on in the universal soul. See, and what you also have to understand, let's talk drugs. America has the fentanyl issue, the very strong fentanyl issue. But when you go to Japan, apparently there's a crystal meth subculture in Japan that they be reaching out for people to do crystal meth and weed together. I said, oh, they Thithian, huh? Even though Thithian means something else, but that's what they're doing. I said, wait a minute, what's going on here? There's a whole other crack drug. I don't even know what this shit is. It's like a big ass rock, and it's tan. I said, what the fuck? And it's like in the Norwegian countries. They still popping pills. They still doing mollies. They still doing them acid pills. We just only know what they tell us here in America. But when you step outside America and you really understand what's going on in these subcultures. I was cracking up when I seen on social media with Eddie Murphy and Rick James when they first came out with Party All the Time, and Eddie Murphy said that he was stuck in the snow for 4 days, and I said, oh boy, you talking about that cocaine? I said, don't wonder that song came out the way that it did. They were really partying up in there. But that's the way it was back then. They felt that shit. What I'm saying to you is, while we are stuck here in America in this nigga bullshit, in third world culture, there's outside shit happening. There's outside drugs, outside subcultures. There's a whole subculture of people that are literally shooting up online. They'll get on FaceTime and Zooms and be just shooting up. And like it's nothing. And it's controlled. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you what's going on out here. Y'all got stuck in OnlyFans. Shit. I bet y'all don't know about the OnlyFans that they up there doing drugs with each other and shooting up. But of course you guys are going to say, no, this has been going on. Of course. But now each energy has a subculture. See, we forget back in 2015, and I don't know if it was happening in your areas, in 2015 and 2016, when, especially in San Francisco, when they had all those billboards up with all those different apps to hook up and meet. Now, all of a sudden, those apps have disappeared. They created a whole subculture out here of sex and drugs. But in America, we stuck in what we're stuck in as they gaslight the fuck out of you. See, when I go back to government and you voting for people, you just been gaslighted. See, you've been gaslighted because, again, it's the entities and the organizations that now make decisions for you. They just gaslighted you. See, you're wondering how come in Florida they let that energy pass with Black history. Because there was an organization that financed it. So your government officials threw you under the bus and gaslighted you. Because there's a back end. You guys should follow, what's her name, that Pamela Price energy of them recalling her. Not saying I like her, not saying what it is, what it ain't. The Alameda DA or whatever she is. When you really look at it, it has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with the organization that's financing her recall. She's a Black woman. It is an Asian energy that's financing it. The coalition. See, they broke up all the Black coalitions. I seen this man on social media saying some real shit. He was talking about in America, every ethnicity, whoever culture, Jewish with Jews, Asians with Asians, Arabs with Arabs, Indians with Indians, will hire each other and will have an economic energy within their culture that flows, and they hire each other. And he said something very interesting when he said they will open a Chinese restaurant and hire their own people, employ themselves. Mexicans will employ themselves. So then it drew me back to this whole movement of Black restaurants and Black wealth. If you break that up, we don't hire each other. I don't care how shady we are. If you sit up now that guy, I can understand some frequencies. Wait a minute. So you're talking about Black restaurants are whack, but there's no solutions. You're saying Black people are rude in the service world, but Asian people are worse, and so are Latino, but Asians are the top, and Hindu people, especially Indians, have horrible customer service and employee skills and bedside manner. But Black people are being honed and focused on as when it comes up to economic and business, especially in the restaurant world. Right? But that is just to close them down so we cannot employ each other. And still there's no money flow. But what that means is there's something else behind some of these brunch type or makeshift restaurants, because Black people can cook. We taught everybody to cook, especially when Black men were in the military. Why don't you think Korean people know how to cook? Because they taught their asses how to cook rices and chickens and all that food. Black people teach everybody how to cook. So it's not that we can't. We don't own. That's why I said the only thing that we don't know how to cook, I don't know, is some white shit. I don't know, fish and chips. I don't know, but shit, we probably don't know how to cook that too. I'm talking about them English people. But the main thing, we're out here just focusing on grits and chicken, fried grits, fried chicken, waffles, now oxtails. We act like that's all we can cook. And then what's making it worse is making it appear that these are kind of mock businesses because they're popping up everywhere. These are the things that they're talking about in conferences. They're talking about your ass in conferences. And you don't know it because you're focusing on Puff Daddy and what's her name? Cassie. That fake ass story. That's a fake ass story. Who did he owe? And that whole storyline was used to pay whosoever. See, somebody had to hit me up. A Pisces had to hit me up and say, don't you remember? And I think the agency was called, I think it was called Cowboys for Angels. I think it was Cowboys for Angels, something like that. Anyway, remember I talked about this somewhere between 20 and 21. And I was talking about how there was an energy, a person out here who said that Puff Daddy was hiring men from, I think it was called Cowboys for Angels or Angels for Cowboys, one of those. But it's one of those places where you could hire men, escorts, that he was hiring escorts to have sex with his women, all of them. And he hides in the closet. We have been knowing that he is a freak nasty. His cook told you what he was doing. We all knew what he was doing to, what's her name, the Catholic or Casey. We all knew it because she can't sing. She can't do shit. It's very clear that she's part of the farm and the ranch, and she got sold to him. We all know he's an abuser. Now, out the blue, she comes years later, and she didn't had a baby. She didn't went on with her life. And now you come back. And let's not forget, she submitted the lawsuit on a Thursday, right? It pops up on a Thursday. It was probably allegedly on a Wednesday. Because, you know, they're practical. And the original amount that she was suing for was for 30 mil, which we already understand that's the hierarchy. How do you settle the next day for 100 mil? Y'all don't have questions? That makes sense to you legally? That makes sense? I was reading comments talking about, I never liked him after he told little Kim to lose weight. He didn't tell her to lose weight. That's a lie. That whole energy of little Kim talking about Puff Daddy, then said this and said that to her, was a stone cold lie. Bullshit. Little Kim was out there doing some shit. You better go back to teenage love. Because niggas want to hide their hands, Slick Rick and Big Daddy Kane and them, because that girl was a little girl up in that video, and teenage love, and them was some grown niggas, because today, them same niggas are boomers, and she's Generation X. So we're not going to play around. There's more than meets the eye with that whole bullshit. So we're going to stop playing with Puff Daddy in this fucking story. If that's him. Y'all just wanted to find something. Then you got Jaguar Wright talking shit. That's a whole Taurus. She's a gatekeeper. I don't trust anybody in Neo Soul. At first I was listening to her. Then I really started listening to her. I said, she's a gatekeeper. Of course she knows what the fuck is going on. Of course she does. And if you go back in time and listen to her whole energy, she was all right, but she wasn't all that. She wasn't that good of a talent to be having an album. You could disagree or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I listen. Because during that time, especially during the neo soul frequency, she wasn't strong. She's a gatekeeper. We got to stop listening to all these story tales and lies, and these people know exactly what's going on because they're gatekeepers. I was talking to somebody, we were talking about Tupac, how they playing him out, that he ain't worth shit. I'm confused on why he has a whole street in his name and he's from the East Coast. Why are we so silly here in California, the Bay Area, that we want to make him such California? Nah, that nigga from the East Coast. Matter of fact, when I go back and listen to his music, it sounded like it. Matter of fact, did Puff Daddy write for Tupac? You got to prove to me now that he did not, because a lot of that music sounded very watery in emotions. When Tupac went to jail, he went to jail in the East, and Suge Knight allegedly went there and got his ass and made that agreement. Y'all really out here think that Puff Daddy and Suge Knight really had issues like that? Suge Knight probably mad he in jail. Shit, when I learned the energies with Suge Knight, I said, God damn. That he's college educated. Came from a mother and father background and was getting into football and got into this frequency? We should have known a man named Marion. Then when you hear this, I don't know if this is a documentary, but when you hear everything that for real went on, my cousin used to work for a death row. But she wasn't fucking with me at the time. She was fucking with my other cousin. And real shit was going on. You think all these people wasn't cool with each other? Is it far-fetched to ever think that Puff Daddy wrote Dear Mama? I'm just saying, I'm just being hypothetical. Because when I really listened to it, I said, that don't sound like a Gemini. That's why you hearing more and more people coming out talking about, I'm the one who sang that song. Like that's what it said, Show Me Love. Was it from the late 80s? More and more you're hearing that these people wasn't even singing their vocals. They didn't write the music. You hear more and more, they for real didn't even play a guitar. It's all an illusion. This whole energy with Puff Daddy is an illusion, it is a lie. It's just like when listen to white people talk about Robert De Niro and all of them, and you would hear them say Robert De Niro is not even around here. Because he's all caught up. They got Taylor Swift being an idol in Brazil with the Christ Jesus statue. That's why the Spirit said, don't praise false prophets and false idols. So you telling me when I'm looking at that Brazilian Jesus, it's like honoring Taylor Swift? When all the motherfuckers went on Mount Sinai, wherever they went to go pray, is this what y'all prayed for? Y'all better get back into the spirit, because you're being distracted. You got Jada Pickett out here talking about she's suing Tasha K. Jada Pickett, you should know Tasha K. But all you niggas know each other. You know Jaguar Wright. You know Tasha K. Will Smith got twisted up in this shit. We got Nia Long doing interviews with Jeezy. I guess the challenge is because they've been in the industry that they have the right. I'm so sick and tired. You got Issa Rae who have fucking alcohol out here. Why are we buying these people alcohol? You got Patti LaBelle in fucking confusion with fucking Cardi B zoned out and disrespecting her. How much pie can we eat, and what the fuck is that whipped cream for? That's an aerosol. Isn't it in New York? I think it's illegal, or you can only sell so many cans because people are getting high from the whipped cream aerosol can or whatever was going on. You didn't think it was disrespectful that Cardi B was disrespecting Patti LaBelle? Was that Patti LaBelle? Because you know there's different versions. How in the fuck did Patti LaBelle end up on Fortune 500? How come we never peeped that Patti LaBelle was a wannabe? How come we not peeping that everybody they pushing in front of us are people who were passed on? What the fuck is going on with Mary J. Blige? Why is she looking shorter and weird? How come she can't walk in high heels? Why is Boosie Badass pretending to be Jodeci, KC, and karaoke and sounded like him? Bitch. How come everybody's still in the likes of somebody? That is what you call making the deal with the devil. But you're distracted. You are distracted with Puff Daddy shit. You're distracted with Jada Pickett shit, that fake story. They lying talking about Will Smith was trying to date Pepper from Salt and Pepper. I said, shit. No, he wasn't. That's a made up story. How come we don't have idols anymore? We have influencers and celebrities. You see that DC nigga, he's up there hosting Celebrity Square. And then they have all these people who are non-factors on there, calling them celebrities. That's disgusting. Black people are in stuff that they wanted to be in so bad, so now they're putting them in it. desperate niggas. They're going to wear you out real good. Meanwhile, there's a question going on here. The question is, those pictures that they used to show us of African people in feathers and garb, were those really the Black Indians on American soil? And then the other pictures we seen with more of the naked, more of the hair, more looking galactic, those were the Africans? Because when you start to match up the pictures, especially of the symbol of America, which is a Black Indian, that they hide it in London or in the British Museum, and you understand the culture and you start to look back on everything, and you see the garb and the garb matches those pictures, why didn't we ever ask the questions? Why are we still letting them tell us that the dead bodies they find in various places, or they found in various places, are of slaves? And they most definitely. How come we're not also kept connecting that some of them plantations incorporated Black Indians? Most likely it was. Why are they still battling reparations? What are they afraid of? What is the truth? Because the truth is, we could just take our land. We are afraid to say, I don't think I came from Africa. I was talking to somebody, he asked me a question. He said, do you like kente cloth? I said, no. I said, it doesn't connect with me. I said, but what connects with me that I do like are the westernized energies, even antebellum energies and stuff like that, when it comes up to design and colors, style. But they forced us to believe we should be wearing kente. This is what it is, but we're all different people. And then you're frowned upon. Fuck you. I'm going to try to understand what the fuck is going on here, because my mechanisms have been controlled. That's why I said we are the only culture of people that have different subcultures. Different religions, different foods, different hairstyles, different friction, different everything. We're all a subculture. And even if you take our DNA, it's going to connect. Maybe in reality, if you take someone's DNA from Africa, it'll connect with someone in America. If you take our DNA here, it'll connect with someone there. If you take our DNA here, it'll connect with someone in Central and South America and Mexico. If you take my DNA, it's going to connect with somebody in China. Meanwhile, they're talking about people in Israel are afraid to. No, people in Israel, apparently it's illegal to do DNA testing. What will they find? Did you hear that Israel singer say Gaza is like black bitches talking shit? How come we didn't peep that the Vietnam War neutralized and exterminated black men and broke up the black family and took black men away from their family, from drugs, death, and war? As you're distracted with Puff Daddy and that lie. What can I say? You have Alabama Barker, Travis Barker daughter, up there putting tracks in black youths, black girls' hairs. Why is she touching your hair? That is a white girl, and she's fronting. Why this is what's going on. But no, that's racist. That's bad. That's racist. No, it's not. Culturally, that's a disrespect. I have some other questions. This is in reference to black people returning back into country music. They already knew this was going to happen. Because I remember when T.I.'s son was going to get into country music. Did you see what's it called, K. Michelle on that country awards thing? This guy, what do they call him? Is it called Rolly? I think they call him Rolly, right? Roly Poly. I might be wrong, but you know me. Oh, here I go. Jelly Roll. I told you about me. The white boy Jelly Roll, the country singer, who was up there trying to do a Shirley Ralph speech. Y'all gotta watch these people because he is a group home baby. He's a foster baby. When you start reading their backgrounds closely. Father a salesman and mother had mental issues. I looked at him. I said, oh, he's a foster care child. I don't care who took care of him, is what it is. I said, oh, so also they got rid of Lizzo and gave us a new fat person. As they made Lizzo dress as Petunia. Or Miss Piggy. Now you got Azalea Banks apologizing. And they orchestrated that whole speech and this and that and this and that. I said, that's just a recycled speech, man. Stop all that spell work. That's a Travis Barker daughter. That's Alabama. And he's not going to have longevity in the country world. Most likely in the next 2 years, we're going to see the what's up. I'm not going to say nothing. But we're going to see. If that. It might mirror Big Pun. Allegedly. You're going to see that more white boys that were in hip hop, rap, R&B going to be trickle over there. I knew that was going to be the end thing. Kill hip hop and rap, now create this. It's all game. We have to be careful of storylines. A lot of these people out here, especially on social media, they'll be out here creating. I was interested because I was listening to this story about June Mack. June Mack, it says between 1955 and 1984. The story is that the first time I seen June Mack, I was a kid, and I seen June Mack actually in porn magazines. Then most recently, I went and looked at a movie, a porn movie that was very raunchy, kind of, you know, John Waterish and Andy Warhol and Andy Warhol, just very raunchy and underground. And you could see it on, I think, like Pornhub or whatever, June Mack. Well, June Mack was murdered. And people are saying that it was by a mob's person. And the person who was talking about June Mack was saying June Mack, people assumed June Mack was a man, but June Mack was really a woman. No, June Mack was a man, period. It's just that they need to say June Mack is a woman because there were some interesting entertainers that was having sex with June Mack. And then they was trying to say that June Mack became old. June Mack died in his 20s. June Mack, there's more to this story and that death. Just look it up. Very interesting energy, very dark Hollywood. Very dark Hollywood story. Right? I wanted to go back to Sly when he had that conversation with Muhammad Ali. And I was talking to someone and I was saying people not peeping that Sly was telling something on Muhammad Ali, that he was saying in so many words that Muhammad Ali was with the get down, with the get down, with the get down. But we want to have this esteem about these people, and we don't know that everybody knows each other. They know each other's dick, pussies, assholes, everything. They know what they do behind closed doors. They know who they fucking. Muhammad Ali didn't want Sly to tell he was with that man in one of them orgy parties. Sly been real quiet. He don't fuck around. He knows the what's up. I don't know what's going on with him now. But out the blue, they're trying to push him out there. I said, who's trying to get revenge and redemption on him now? And he been minding his fucking business. To make him look like a coon. So now they're saying that he's a coon. So was Muhammad Ali. Just like it's coming out that Muhammad Ali stole his whole rhymes from a woman and took his rhymes from a woman. That's why they're talking about more and more, like with his poetry stuff and Macbeth and all that was written by black women and black men. See how everything is stolen? Anyway, I just wanted to give a tidbit, because people were asking me, how did I feel about Puff Daddy and that shit? It's a whole fucking lie. That's what it is. Y'all believe what you want to believe, because you want to believe it, but you better read between the lines and stop being distracted. This is Weird Renegade Witches blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done.